Hello to our ALS learners. Narito na tayo sa session 4, Managing Debt, still on Module 7, Financial Fitness. So, pag sinasabi nating debt, it's utang, di ba? The key topics and learning points on this session, number 1 is debt. Number 2 is strategies to get out of debt. Paano ba yung mga estratehiya dapat natin gawin para maiwasan nating mangutang, no? Debt is the amount of money that we owe someone. Before getting into debt, we must realize the risk that come with it. There are several strategies to avoid debt. How to avoid debt? Activity 7. Narito yung mga objectives. Describe the concept of debt. Recognize the risk of getting into debt. List strategies on how to avoid debt, and consider the advantages and disadvantages when deciding whether to go into debt. Ano ba yung konsepto ng utang dapat na ilalarawan ninyo, no? And then natutukoy din ninyo kung ano yung kapahamakan kapag kayo ay nangutang, no? O peligro kapag ikaw ay may utang, di ba? And then ano ba yung mga estratehiya para maiwasan natin mangutang? Pag-isipan kung ano yung mga kabutihan at hindi kabutihan na idudulot kapag kayo ay mangutang, no? So yan ang ating mga layunin. Debt is what you owe someone. You could owe them some of your time to help them to do something. An example is that you could have promised someone that you would help him or her to wash clothes or grow food. You then owe them the time to help with these tasks. You could also owe someone money. This could be because you borrowed money from them or bought something from them that you must pay back later. The amount of money that you owe them is the amount of debt that you have. So, pwede palang mautang ang oras, panahon, no? So, kapag ang example dito, kapag nag-promise ka daw na tulungan mo yung isang tao, halimbawa na maglaba o kaya gumawa ng pagkain, then may utang ka sa kanila na oras para tulungan sila o panahon. So, kadalasan ang inutang natin ay pera, di ba? Kasi minsan nanghihiram tayo. Kung may gusto tayong bilhin, kung wala tayong pera, pero kailangan nating bayaran ulit sa kanila yung nahiram natin na pera. So, yun ang tinatawag nating utang. Not all debt is bad. If you can manage debt well, then you can use it to help you in many ways. For example, you might go into debt to pay for school, which could then create excellent profession opportunities in the future. If you take the time to think through all financial decisions, expenses, and savings, you can avoid getting into too much debt. And if you choose to borrow money, you can do so carefully. Managing your debt is well important to being financially fit. So, sinasabi dito na ang pangungutang ay hindi naman masama basta marunong lang tayong i-handle ito, no? So, kasi minsan nakakatulong naman talaga ang pag-utang. Lalong-lalo na kung alam natin itong i-manage, gamitin sa wastong paraan, no? So, yung halimbawa dito, kapag nangutang ka daw, ginamit mo sa yung pag-aaral para magkaroon ka ng magandang kinabukasan, magandang future, para maging isang professional, di ba? So, okay yun. So, halimbawa, nangutang ka rin para gusto mong mag-put up ng isang negosyo. So, kapag ginamit mo yung pera na inutang mo para sa negosyo na gusto mo at napalago mo, that is very good. Pero kapag sinabi mo mangutang ka para sa negosyo pero hindi mo naman ginamit yung pera, nagastos mo sa iba, so that is not good, no? So, yan. How do you feel when you owe money to someone? Why? So, ano daw yung nararamdaman mo kapag ikaw ay nakautang sa isang tao? At bakit? Think of an example of a time when you owed someone money. How quickly did you pay them back? Why did you borrow money from that person? So, ang sample answer dito, I feel worried and stressed when I borrowed money from someone because there existed an obligation to pay. Last year, I borrowed money from a friend and pay it back when I received my salary from a construction work. I borrowed the money because my savings was not enough to buy the cell phone and unit I wanted. So, yan. So, syempre kapag may utang tayo, di ba, iniisip natin, nag-worry tayo, minsan nai-stress tayo, di ba? Kasi meron kang obligasyon na kailangan bayaran, di ba? Yan. So, yung example dito, nakahiram ako ng pera sa isang kaibigan pero binayaran ko rin nung natanggap ko yung sahod ko sa construction work, no? Hiniram ko yung pera kasi hindi sapat yung pera ko para bilhin yung cellphone na gusto ko. So, yan yung sagot. How do you feel when someone owes you money? Why? Ito naman, ano naman ang mararamdaman mo kapag may isang tao na nakautang naman sa'yo ng pera? Bakit? Think of an example of when someone owed you money. How much did that person borrow? And how quickly did they pay back, if at all? Sabi naman dyan, ang sample na sagot, suggested answer, I am afraid I may not get my money back. So natatakot ako kasi baka hindi na bumalik yung pera ko. So my friend borrowed money from me for the payment of a loan overdue which amounting 5,000. So yung kaibigan ko nanghiram sa akin ng pera na 5,000 kasi meron daw siyang babayaran na utang din. Pero unfortunately, my friend did not pay me back until now. Hanggang ngayon, hindi pa nagbabayad yung kaibigan ko. So that is a sample answer. Kung meron kayong mga ibang sagot, okay lang din, di ba? Strategies for getting out of debt. Sometimes, however, even with the best intentions, people do fall into debt. Here are several strategies that can help to reduce debt. Rank these strategies 1 to 5, with 1 being the easiest to do and 5 being the hardest to do. So, narito yung mga iba't ibang pamamaraan o estratehiya upang makaiwas tayo sa pangungutang, no? So, tignan natin at i-rank down natin ito ayon sa pinakamadaling gawin hanggang sa pinakamahirap. 1 yung pinakamadali. So, dito ang nilagay kong number 1 is cut back on unnecessary spending. So, bawas-bawasan natin yung paggastos o pagbili ng mga bagay na hindi naman natin kailangan, no? Paggastos na sa walang kabuluhan. So, dapat iwas-iwasan natin. Siyempre, kung pag-isipan natin maigi kung ano may mga dapat nating bilhin, iwasan natin yung paggastos ng pera na kung saan-saan napupunta, di ba? Okay, ano naman yung number 2 ko? Don't buy anything else or anything expensive while you have a high debt. So, wag kang bumili ng kung ano-anong pagkamahal-mahal kung meron ka pang utang. Siyempre, isipin mo muna yung utang mo, no? So, wag kang bibili ng mamahalin. Number 3, do not borrow more money. So, kung may mga utang ka pa, so, wag ka muna manghiram ng pera kasi mas lalong dadami yung obligasyon mo. Mas lalo kang lulubog sa utang. And then 4, pay off any debt where people are charging you extra money, interest on what you owe them. So, kailangan mong bayaran yung mga tao na napagkautangan mo, lalong-lalo na yung may malalaking interest o tubo yung utang. For example, umutang ka ng 5,000 tapos after 1 month, merong interest na 1,000, that is 20%, no? So, yung 5,000 mo na utang after 1 month, magiging 6,000. Di ba? Ang laki-laki yung interest niya. So, for example, hiniram mo yun ng 5 buwan na hindi mo nabayaran, 10,000 na yung magiging obligasyon mo. Di ba? Hindi ang laki-laki. So, kailangan mo nang bayaran agad para mahinto na yung pagkalaki-laking interest nito. And then, number 5, ito yung nilagay ko kasi minsan, speak to people you owe money to work out when you can pay them back. Minsan ito, mahirap, no? Kasi minsan yung mga nangutang, nahihiya na lumapit sa kanilang pinagkautangan. Kaya, nahirapan silang makipag-usap. So, that is number 5. So, pwede rin siguro pag-isipan ninyo mabuti kung ano yung rank naman sa inyo number, ano sa inyo yung pinakamadali, pinakamahirap, basta alam nyo lang itong ipaliwanag, okay? So that is yung mga strategy na pwede natin gawin para makaiwas tayo sa pangungutang. Okay, dito sa let's apply role play. Find a friend or family member to participate in this role play. For each of the following scenarios, your partner asks you whether it is a good idea to borrow money. Knowing what you do about financial fitness, how would you advise that person? After you do the role plays, write your ideas below. So, ito ay isang dula-dulaan o pwedeng dialogue o magtanong kayo sa isang kaibigan or a family member sa mga sitwasyon na nandito. So, parang magkaroon kayo ng discussion, conversation about it. And then, pagkatapos nito ay isusulat ninyo yung mga ideas ninyo dito sa space na nakalaan para sa inyong mga sagot. No? Number 1, one of my sisters is very clever and wants to go to school to learn more and she needs money for her studies. So, anong mai-advise mo sa taong ito? Siyempre, kung magaling yung kapatid niya, pwedeng mag-apply ng scholarship, di ba? O kaya, pwede rin maging working student. So, yung sagot mo dyan, your sister may apply for scholarship grants to help her finance her studies, or she may apply for jobs and have a work during her vacant time in her studies. Yan, di ba? I'm having a party and I want to prepare a feast. So, gusto mong mag-prepare, maghanda. So, ano naman yung may advice mo sa taong ito? Kailangan ba niyang mangutang ng pera para maghanda? Ito yung suggested na answer. Spending too much for a party is not practical if we don't have much money intended for that. You may have the party but spend only an amount limited to your budget. Borrowing money for a party or for a party preparation is unwise. Di ba? So, ang paghahanda ngayon ay practical na. So, kung meron kang pera para sa paghahanda, pwede, no? Kung wala naman at meron kunti lang, so yun na lang yung iba-budget mo para sa handa mo o sa paghahanda. Kesa naman na mangutang ka, di ba? Meron ka pang obligasyon na iniisip pagkatapos ng party. Okay. Number 3, I want a cell phone to help me for my small business. So, ano naman ang i-advise mo? There are cell phone units that you can buy at low cost or you may buy second-hand cell phones. Diba? So, may mga mura naman dyan na cellphone o kaya naman yung second-hand na pwedeng mabili. So, if you know someone that can lend you a cell phone, you may ask that favor while saving money to buy your personal cell phone unit. So, pwede rin naman ang gawin mo kung meron kang kakilala na may cellphone na luma at pwede mong hiramin. Pwede mo rin gawin yon habang ikaw ay nag-iipon ng pera para makabili ng personal na cellphone unit. Yan. Di ba? Madami tayong options na pwedeng gawin sa lahat ng mga sitwasyon o problema. I want to sign up for literacy class to help me to read and write better. So, eto. Okay, so, you may enroll in the alternative learning system, di ba? Sa ALS. ALS offers classes to help learners to read and write. It is free to all or for all. You may visit the nearest ALS Community Learning Center in your locality and look for the ALS teacher. So, ang alternative learning system, meron tayong basic literacy program, meron tayong ANE elementary and ANE secondary. So, sa junior high, meron na rin tayong mga pilot for the senior high school na alternative learning system. So, pwede mo itong i-suggest, di ba? I want to buy fruit and vegetable for people I live with to eat today, but I can only pay for the food later. So, you can buy the fruits and vegetable for the people you live with when you have already the money. Di mo naman kailangan mangutang na gusto mo nang pakainin yung tao ng mga gulay at prutas sa tinitirhan mo. Mangungutang ka, di ba? Hindi practical. So, kung meron ka ng pera, saan ka nalang bibili? You don't need to be in a hurry to do that. If you want to impress or help them, you should do it when you are already prepared and ready to do it. When you already have the money. Okay? Alright, so that's the end of session 4. So ito yung writing space. If you want to write something in here about the topic, the things that you learned, or what comes into your mind about managing debt, no? Pwede nyo isulat dyan. Congratulations, you have completed this session. You may now proceed to the next session. Okay, so thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you've learned something. You have learned something out from it, okay? See you again on the next video.